Alright guys, we're going to start this haircut tutorial off just by picking the client's hair. And this is my first time ever cutting his hair, so I will be taking my time and, walking you guys through the process. But this is about to be a total transformation. Since this is a first time client, what I'm doing actually just studying the hair. I just need to know which way his hair pattern flows, because he probably be the type of client that combs his hair to the back. But I'm just trying to get up in there to see which way do his hair pattern flow, so I can go ahead and continue with the cut. But as you notice, if I get to the edge of his edge up at the front, I kind of like flow over that area with the guards, because I don't want to, make that area thin. After I cut my client down to two open, then I grab my brush. I start to brush my client's hair. Remember to always check for calluses when you cutting your client's hair and everything. But after I get done brushing my client's hair, then I grab the number 1 guard. Then I kind of like graze over the areas that I missed with the 2 guard. Alright guys, I have my 1 guard open. Now I'm just grazing over his hair, because you know what I'm saying, I want to make everything lay down perfectly so I can come back with the next following step. Then I backdoor and put the first initial guideline in with my trimmers. But I just want to remind you guys, man, always stay neat once you start a haircut, because you want that haircut to finish neat. So with that being said, just make sure your lines are even. And you know what I'm saying, you don't want to have one side higher than the other one, because if you do that, one side of your fade will be higher than the other side. So just, just face your client towards you, make sure both sides is even, and you won't have no mess ups. But always remember to always, just whatever you do to one side, do it to the other side. And then I'm gonna come back and just clean the hair, that I not miss, but I just want to go back. I know I could have cut all of it off at one time, but when I make my first initial guideline, I'm just actually focusing on the guideline part itself. Then I know to come back and just clean the hairs off that's needed to be cleaned off. And then I start on my haircut. Bro, let me tell you guys something, man. These Stylecraft Instinct, man, hands down, man, these is one of the best clippers I cut with. Look how fast it's just chewing through that first initial guideline. Come on now. When I say go up an inch, I'm talking about these clippers right here do not miss a hair, bro. I really didn't have to just go back over this part that you see me cutting right now. I could have just whipped around his whole head, pause on that. I could have just whipped around his whole head and just clean it up with one swipe. Man, just look at them Stylecraft Instincts. Now watch this part right here. Look at that. I really don't have to put too much pressure on his head. The clippers are actually doing the work. And big shout out to Stylecraft, man, because you know what I'm saying, hey, they really helped me out on this right here, bro. I really appreciate that. But look at that, man. Enjoy the video. I mean, I don't know what's with these Stylecraft, but man, I mean, they just cut different, more different than the Andes, the Baptist Pro, and any other clippers that I ever used. I mean, because you know what I'm saying, I believe it's the blade itself, because it's a taper blade and a fade blade. Well, hold on. Yeah, it's a fade blade and a taper blade, but they combined it and made it a vapor blade. I mean, that's a crazy name, but hey man, that name is worth it, because them two right there combined together, them blades, man, I mean, it just thins the hair just the way that you want it. And it seems like the more pressure you put on it, the more hair will come out. But I always lighten up on your strokes, pause on that again, lighten up on your strokes, and you know what I'm saying, just let the clippers do the, you know what I'm saying, do the job. All right now guys, I have my number 2 guard on. I'm actually debugging the parietal ridge area. That's where I cut down to the number 1 open, and then you know what I'm saying, I had kind of like closed it. You remember earlier I said I was just grazing over the hair with the 1, so the 2 close is actually debugging that area that I cut down earlier. But remember to always use that brush as you go, because you know what I'm saying, you want them hairs to lay down so your blade can feed through the hairs, you know, properly, because you know you don't want to have no skippy haircut. I mean, especially, you know what I'm saying, you trying to put in that hard work and dedication, and you know what I'm saying, you have to motivate yourself to do what you're trying to do to keep everything going, because you know what I'm saying, you want to want that client to come back. That's the keynote. Anytime a client sitting in your seat, just always, you know what I'm saying, think about, I want this client to come back, so I'm gonna cut his hair just the way he wanted. So you know what I'm saying, that's all part of a process, man. Now I have my number 1 guard open. Now the only thing I'm doing right now, I just want to tell you guys this: the lower the guards get, the more you have to start to use your corners, because the bigger guards, you really don't have to use your corners, because you actually knocking down the bulk. So with that being said, just go ahead and to use the bigger guards to knock down more hair, which is debulk. And then when you get to your number 1, you want to just start grazing with the corner of your clippers, because remember, the 0 and the 1 are the most important guards of them all. But like I said, I got my number 1 on open, and I'm just actually, you know what I'm saying, just going into that 2 area closed, because you know what I'm saying, I kind of like lighten that area up so I can follow back with my next guard, which was the 1 open. Still have my 1 guard on but closed. The only thing I'm doing right now, like I said at first, just using the corners. It may look like I'm using the whole guard, but I'm not. I'm just using about 2 or 3 teeth of the blade, you know what I'm saying, just to start to lighten that area up so I can come back with the following guard. Now my next guard is a 0 close. The only thing I'm doing right now is actually using the corners. Remember to always use the corners. The lower your guards get, use the corners, man, because you don't want to use the whole guard on that particular area, because you will be taken away from the fade. So you can just actually see more of the fade come about if you use less blades. I mean, because you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Less blade means less detail. But you know what I'm saying, you ain't heard from Black Prince the barber. But you know what I'm saying, remember to always just brush as you can to make sure the hair is laying fine, so you can always see the definition of your fade. But with that being said, man, just enjoy this fresh haircut. Then I come back with my blades closed, and I'm just actually like feathering at that bottom first initial guideline, and then I gradually open my blade, you know what I'm saying, to go up. But to remember, always use your corner as needed, because you know what I'm saying, you're gonna want to do that because that's the most important thing of a detail, man. Make sure you just use your corners and brush the hairs down so you can, know what I'm saying, see your fade take effect, and you know what I'm saying, just move on to the next one. So let's get up to this lineup. Alright guys, I spray some edge up spray on this edge up so his hair can lay down, so I can be able to give him that crispy line. So I want you guys to stick around so you can see the final results.